Moon landing for Russia and India, resurgence of lunar exploration. The recent launch of the Lunar 25 spacecraft from Russia Vostochny spaceport in the far east of Russia. It inaugurated the lunar mission since 1976 during the Soviet era. The anticipated arrival of the Russian lunar lander on the Moon is scheduled for August 23rd. It coincides with an Indian craft that was launched on July 14 before. The Russian spacecraft is projected to acquire approximately 5.5 days to reach the Moon proximity. Subsequently, as coming to the duration, it will take 3 to 7 days in orbit at an altitude of around 100 kilometers before it's initiating towards the lunar surface. As of 16 August 2023, the Russian mooncraft is near, well, actually it is in the orbit of the Moon orbit at the moment, as of today. Among the limited number of governments that have achieved the successful of moon landing, this would be the Soviet Union, the United States, and China, which stands out. Presently, you have the India and Russia, which are pursuing the ambitious goals of becoming the pioneer nations for this mission and to explore the south pole of the moon. This endeavor highlights their commitment to advancing the lunar exploration and expanding the human knowledge of celestial bodies, which can be found in the south. As a side note, Germany did pursue space exploration. Unfortunately, it did not finish. It rather ended without reaching the outer space after many failures. Now, the Roscosmos. It is estimated the esteemed space agency of Russia has articulated its intention to underscore Russia's powers as a nation capable of executing lunar missions. The primary aim is to secure a reliable avenue for Russia entry into the lunar surface, while the lunar exploration presents itself as an avenue for scientific advancement. This prominent Russian space analyst, Vitaly Igorov, asserts that the core driving force is the geopolitical rivalry among major players such as China and the US. This competition extends to various nations vying for the distinction of being recognized as a space superpowers. And also, Roscosmos, the Russia space agency had mentioned, is a state capable of delivering a payload to the moon and ensure Russia's guaranteed access to the moon's surface. The challenges for a space program can expand to various reasons. An example of this impact can be observed in the Lunar 25 mission, as it was originally planned to include a lunar rover. This concept was discarded to enhance the craft's reliability by reducing its weight. This strategy This strategic adjustment is believed to be a response to the challenge posed by restricted access to Western resources, as analysts have indicated. Vitaly Egovo has also mentioned foreign electronics are lighter than domestic electronics. Here, the domestic are heavier. While scientists might have the task of studying lunar water, for Roscosmos, the main task is simply to land on the moon. This is to recover lost Soviet expertise and to learn how to perform this task in the new era. In 2019, India's prior endeavour to land at the lunar south pole concluded in failure when the lander crashed into the moon's surface. This lunar south pole holds substantial scientific intrigue due to its potential for harboring water within the permanent shadow within the polar craters. This frozen water resource could prove invaluable for future exploration endeavors, as it could be harnessed and converted into both air and rocket fuel by upcoming missions. It is the race for both Russia and India at the moment. The Lunar 25 is to take samples. It is meant to take samples of moon, rock, and dust. The samples are crucial to understanding the moon's environment ahead of building any base there. Otherwise, as Lunar mentioned, we could be building things and having to shut them down 6 months later because everything has effectively been sandblasted or potentially sandblasted. For today, the citation and the backup data will be provided along with the video. And before I leave, I want to mention the rover lander. Both Russia and India are now in the moon's orbit as of August 16, 2023. And all the best, and hope to see the upcoming news from the mission.